Welcome in to Seahawks Today, powered by Chat Sports. Tyler Jones here with you. Appreciate you joining us. Coming up on today's show, we have the latest Seattle Seahawks news and rumors. Those involve the Seahawks trading for Josh Allen. Yes, that Josh Allen, the one that was a first-round pick from the Jacksonville Jaguars. That Josh Allen. We'll talk about that and what it would take to get the job done in just a moment. Before we do that, though, I want you guys to get rowdy in the comments section and name a player you think the Seahawks should trade for this year. Who comes to mind that you'd like to see in the Seahawks uniform in 2023? Let us know in the comments section. We'll get started with today's show. Bleacher Report is suggesting that the Seahawks trade for the Jags pass rusher, Josh Allen. And Josh Allen has had a very good career to this point in time. And you look at his production, still relatively young. He's going into that coveted fifth year in this Seahawks team. They have a few good defensive players. But if you add a guy like Josh Allen, watch out. You could be taking a huge step up potentially with what he brings to the table. Here is what Alex Ballentine had to say about the possibility of trading for Josh Allen. Much like the Eagles needed Haason Reddick to unlock the potential of the rest of their pass rushers, the Seahawks could use one more pass rusher to push the group into the elite category. Josh Allen could be that missing piece. He's entering the final year of his contract with the Jacksonville Jaguars. He's due $10.9 million. If the Jaguars aren't interested in giving him a long-term deal, they might be willing to part with him for a first-round pick. The defense has a stud at linebacker in Jordyn Brooks. Tariq Woolen looked like a star as a rookie. And Jamal Adams is a unique weapon at safety, putting a deep and talented crew in front of them who can get after the quarterback is the recipe for an elite defense. I like all of that right there, what Ballentine just presented, with trading that number 20 selection to get a player like Josh Allen. To me, that makes sense. And so what we'll do is, looking at this trade option, I got to tell you personally, I love this trade idea by the Seahawks to go this route. I mean, you think about that 20th pick. This is not how you're giving up. You're not giving up the number 5 overall pick. That's obviously the better of the two picks here. And so you still get to get the guy you want, the elite player at 5. And then you give up 20 here. Here's the way to think about this, okay? Let me put this in simple terms for you. You are unlikely to find a better player. It's unlikely anyway, not saying it's impossible, but it's unlikely you're going to find a better player with the number 20 overall selection than you would for making the trade for Josh Allen. Now, granted, you don't get the benefits of the rookie contract with Josh Allen as opposed to whoever you'd be drafting at 20. You'd likely extend Josh Allen, give him a longer deal after this fifth-year option. But nonetheless, he's probably better than most players that are going to be available at that point in time. So for me, I like this idea of making this trade to give up the 20th pick, not the 5th pick, and bring in Josh Allen. Sign me up. I would make this trade personally. What say you? Should the Seahawks, if they are in this position, if they can get this done with Jacksonville, should they trade for Josh Allen? This is our pinned comment today. You might get an ad break. If so, take advantage of it. Get your votes in. Y for yes, in for no, if you think the Seahawks should trade for Josh Allen or not. Now, let's look at the defensive line depth chart here for your Seattle Seahawks, and then we'll follow that up with the outside linebackers look. And as you can see, Poona Ford, of course, he's going to be a free agent. L.J. Collier is going to go into free agency, and there's big question marks there with that defensive line group of necessarily of who they're even going to bring back to those spots. You look at the outside linebacker positions, and Bruce was really good coming in mid-season last year, but obviously he's an older player. Boye Mafe has some room for improvement. Uchenna Nwosu was solid, and Darrell Taylor was inconsistent. No question, Josh Allen would come in and start right away, and whether you play him at D-end or outside linebacker, whatever the fit is in this Seahawks scheme, he would be an instant impact player and would have a role right away with this Seahawks roster. They would find a way to make this work. So that's one of the things I like is that you come in, You bring him into the fold, and bam, you're talking about an impact player that's going to have a spot right here on this team from the jump, and there's no competition or anything. That's his job. More on this potential trade in a second. Before we do, folks, we're offering a great deal on Seahawks shirts right now. Look, we all know the Seahawks are going to bring back the throwback scheme in 2023. And so you might as well get ahead of the curve and get these while supplies last. We have these shirt combinations you can see of the old school days in the T-shirt and the long sleeve on sale now for over 25% off. It is a great deal while supplies last. So what are you waiting for? Get yours today at chatsports.com/Seahawks combo. That's chatsports.com/Seahawks combo. Just over 25% off. It is a great deal while supplies last. You're going to be rocking out with your flock out, and get yours today, and you'll be glad you did. You'll be looking good. You feel good. You'll play good as well. Chatsports.com/Seahawks combo. The numbers from Josh Allen of the last 4 seasons, you can see that other than that year in 2020 where he was injured, he's been very solid for the most part in those 4 seasons. His rookie year where he made a Pro Bowl, he had 10.5 sacks and 44 tackles. 2020, we mentioned a down year, 2.5 sacks and 13 tackles. But 2022 and 2021, he had 7+ tackles both those years. 11 tackles for loss last year, 12 the year prior, 71 in 2021, and 2022 had 57 tackles. And you could argue he hasn't even reached his ceiling yet. The nerds at Pro Football Focus really like what they've seen from Josh Allen. The numbers there are even better than the numbers that we show you statistically. The overall grade near an 83 for Josh Allen. The run defense grade at 82.5. And think about this. What have we talked a lot about for this Seattle Seahawks team over the last several months was how pitiful the Seahawks were in run defense. All of a sudden, not only are you getting a pretty decent pass rusher and Josh Allen with a 79.4 grade, but you're getting a really good run defender. And so you're filling 2 needs at once, essentially. The stats we showed you there, the 4 forced fumbles also stand out as well. To me, I like everything that I've seen from Josh Allen. This seems to be a really good fit. It's just a matter of, do you want to trade that pick at 20 or not? If that's all it comes down to for me, if the Jags say, look, you can have him and all you have to give up is the 20, but all you're getting is Josh Allen. Just 1-for-1 deal right there. Sign me up. I'm getting that trade. I'm going to get it done, and that's going to be the deal we make. What say you, though? Would you do the same thing? Would you trade the 20th pick straight up for Josh Allen? Should they trade the 20th pick, whether it's for Josh or for another player for that matter? If you think they should, type T for trade. If not, type P for pass. Let me know what you think. Should the Seahawks trade the 20th overall pick? T for trade, P for pass. The background on Josh Allen, we mentioned he was a Pro Bowler back in 2019, and this year, that 5th-year option that he's owed is about $10.89 million. Remember, you still have to pay Geno Smith his new money, which we're still trying to figure out what exactly that will be. But this is a guy that's been a highly sought-after player for quite some time. You go back to 2019, he was a first-round pick there at the University of Kentucky and followed that up with a Pro Bowl selection. So for me, I like everything that adds up here. I'm not scared of the $11 million. I know that the Jags might be in a situation where they might not want to pay the $11 million, but I don't think that $11 million should scare off the Seahawks here in the long-term contract to follow after that. I think you can still get this done and feel good about your position to get a deal done for Geno Smith. You can't say that about other players on the market, but I think you can about Josh Allen here. Here's the deal. At the end of the day, adding Josh Allen would make the Seahawks an elite defense. Remember, you get Jamal Adams back. And Tariq Woolen, we know, is going to be really good, and I think he's going to take another step up. Kobe Bryant's going to take a step up. To me, I think you would, as a whole, go from 0 to 100 real quick if you add Josh Allen to that mix. And it's even catching the eye of people in Jacksonville. Carlos Sanchez, who writes for Black and Teal, covering the Jacksonville Jags, talked about this possibility, and even he acknowledged how good this would be for the Seahawks, saying the Seahawks wouldn't probably mind parting ways with a first-round selection to land Allen. All things considered, it would be a relatively small price to pay to upgrade their pass rush, as he would join a group that already includes Uchenna Nwosu and Darrell Taylor, who registered 19 sacks last season. So get the hashtags out, do whatever you need to do. Let's get Josh Allen to Seattle. Yes, this Josh Allen, not the other Josh Allen. No, we want this Josh Allen in Seattle next year. With that 20th selection, I don't think that you're too upset about getting rid of that 20th pick when you already have a top 5 pick. To me, this makes a lot of sense. Seahawks defense isn't that great right now. Josh Allen can help take this group up another step. So, grade the Seahawks defense right now. Before a potential trade or any draft picks they could make, how would you grade this group? Let me know in the comments section. Type A, B, C, D, or F. What do you think about the possibility of the Seahawks defense, where they stand right now? How would you grade it? Let me know in the comments section below. You can also interact with me on social media, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at Tyler Jones Live, talking about your Seattle Seahawks there. And I'll see you next time right here on Seahawks Today.